judges. This is the NextGen Recruit team, and we bring to you a fascinating product that will change the future of talent acquisition. This is our team of 4. We had an absolute blast over the weekend coming up with this really cool tool. Our idea is to unleash the power of Gen AI to find perfect fit talent faster. We want to cut through the noise that comes through the recruiters. We may want to make it seamless for the interviewees to be able to find their perfect company that they want to work at. The reason why we came up with this idea was to attack these pain points. There's a lot of bias in hiring process that sometimes comes unconsciously. There's all the application tracking systems are often pretty inefficient, leading to either delays in hiring process or a lot of issues that users feel because they're not able to see the status. There's sometimes lack of technical expertise on the recruiter side because of the new technologies that are coming up, and it's a very fast-paced environment, especially LLMs and Gen AI, and often recruiters are not even aware of some of the technologies that might actually be very useful for the firm that they're recruiting for. And the long turnaround times is a well-known issue, and the manpower that's needed for this. Our solution is a Gen AI technology which would streamline the candidate selection and the interview scheduling process, making it very easy for both the interviewer or the hiring managers and the interviewee to go through this process, and making the whole chain or pipeline of interviewing fun and much more easier to follow through. How our process works: we have a job portal that has job postings on it. The applicant is able to decide which jobs they want to apply. They can filter through the jobs. Once they apply, there is a candidate filtering process. This is fully automated using Llama3 hosted on Grok. There is a multi-agent workflow using LangGraph, where 2 bots interact with each other. One of the bot is looking at the job description, and the other one is looking at the resume coming from the interviewee. And they try to decide that the verdict comes from the job description bot, and it figures out if this candidate is a good fit for the role or not. If the system finds that this candidate is a good fit, they're moved forward to the interview scheduler process, where a Calendly link is sent to them via email. Once they're able to set up and decide based on their availability when they want to take the interview, they get another email with the meeting link, which is based on whatever works for them. So the interviewee's time and their preference is taken into account. They could take the interview in off hours, and they don't even have to be constrained with office hours, or they could even do it on weekends. Then there's the candidate screening process, where a bot joins the interview and takes the interview based on the summary and the interaction that has come from the filtering process, and asks more technical questions to weed out and further screen candidates. Finally, there's a report that's generated and passed down to the hiring managers or the hiring team to be able to make a final evaluation and decision making process. This is where we get the human in the loop, and we're trying to augment this whole process of weeding out the candidates. Our target users are hiring managers, job seekers, a lot of startups out there who cannot really have a lot of recruiters out there looking for talent, and recruiters and talent acquisition team, of course. And finally, for our future scope, we want to add GitHub and LinkedIn posts to our portal, and then also be able to fine-tune the models using Llama3. I will quickly go through a demo that will show you the process of how this is done. I'm going to open.
Hello there. I'm Rachel, an AI recruiter specializing in analyzing candidate summaries and conducting engaging interviews. It's a pleasure to meet you. Before we dive into the conversation, I'd love to get to know you better. Can you please introduce yourself? What's your name and what brings you to this interview today?
Hi, Rachel. This is Shimal. Nice to connect. I'm a machine learning engineer at Click, building an enterprise search product using RAG application. And I'm interested in the machine learning role at your company.
Nice to meet you too, Shimamal. Thank you for sharing your introduction. It's great to have you here today. I must say, your background in machine learning engineering is impressive. Can you tell me more about your experience with Bragg application and how you've applied it to your work at Click? What specific challenges have you faced and how have you overcome them?
I have focused in ingesting unstructured data, parsing it, and being able to run content filtering using vector databases, and then re ranking our results to find the relevant documents for enterprise search.
Shimamal, it's great to hear about your experience with Bragg application and its application in your work at Click. I'm intrigued by your mention of ingesting unstructured data, parsing it, and running content. Can you elaborate on what specific challenges you've faced while working with unstructured data and how you've overcome them?
MLOps and the infrastructure around LLMs and being able to generalize the API calls being made to different sorts of models was one of the biggest challenges. We created a service that would standardize APIs across all the different kind of models, and that made stuff much easier for us to test.
I'm glad you're interested in my experience with Bragg application and its application in my work at Click.